Question on final account, very important topic. From the following information, prepare trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2016 and balance sheet of MS Modi Enterprises as on that date. So trial balance has been given on 31st March 2016. All debit items and credit items. So just quickly read them. Furniture and fixtures, balance sheet items. Bill receivable, balance sheet. Debtors, balance sheet assets. Purchases in your trading and profit and loss account, debit side. Salaries and wages. Read properly, salaries and wages. So we'll go to profit and loss account, debit side. Had it been wages and salaries, तो कहाँ जाता? Trading account में. Drawing, subtract from your capital. Opening stock, postage and telegram, carriage inward, loose tools, plant and machinery, investments, investment, balance sheet item, insurance, insurance is your expense, so expense, P&L debit, office rent, 10 months, 6,000. Now mark this, this is your hidden adjustment, only 10 months का ही office rent है, so उसको 12 months तक लेके आना पड़ेगा, outstanding है 2 months का, so एडजस्टमेंट के लिए मार्क किया है. कैश इन हैंड एंड बैंक इज योर बैलेंस शीट आइटम. नाउ ऑन द क्रेडिट साइड, कैपिटल बैलेंस शीट आइटम, सेल्स ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट, सन्ड्री क्रेडिटर्स बैलेंस शीट लायबिलिटी साइड, रिजर्व फॉर डाउटफुल डेट्स. नाउ दिस इज अ ओल्ड रिजर्व, मार्क करके रखो. यदि बैड डेट्स होता है तो उसमें से लेस होता है. ओल्ड रिजर्व फॉर डाउटफुल डेट्स, एडजस्टमेंट के लिए आगे. बैड डेट्स नहीं है तो भी इसका एडजस्टमेंट. दिस इज वन आइटम जो कि कहीं एक बार नहीं जाएगा पोस्टिंग में, आपको उसको मार्क करके रखना है. देन आई विल शो यू दैट व्हाट यू हैव टू डू विद दिस रिजर्व फॉर डाउटफुल डेट्स. फॉर नाउ मार्केट. डिविडेंड रिसीव्ड. नाउ डिविडेंड रिसीव्ड इज योर इनकम. प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट क्रेडिट साइड. परचेज रिटर्न सो विल बी सब्ट्रैक्टेड फ्रॉम परचेज. देखो परचेज हमेशा डेबिट में होगा, डेबिट बैलेंस, और परचेज रिटर्न का बैलेंस हमेशा क्रेडिट होगा. और सेल्स यदि आपका क्रेडिट है तो सेल्स रिटर्न यदि होंगे तो उसका बैलेंस हमेशा डेबिट साइड में आएगा. ओके. नाउ एडजस्टमेंट. क्लोजिंग स्टॉक वाज वैल्यूड at rupees 25,000 while the market price is 30,500. So first adjustment of closing stock. Closing stock value किस पे किया जाता है? Cost और market price, whichever is lower. Whichever is lower. So lower क्या है? Closing stock 25,000 और market price 30,500. So cost, always record at cost or market price, whichever is lower. So it will be recorded at 25,000 only. We will start writing in our trading and P&L account by closing stock. How much? 25,000. Now remember one thing, for everything which is written in adjustment, you have to give 2 effects compulsorily. Adjustment में जो भी है उसका 2 effects जाएगा ही जाएगा. So closing stock 1, you have already given the effect in your trading account, and then closing stock is also your asset. So take to your balance sheet. Asset side में closing stock 25,000. So closing stock 25,000 in your balance sheet. Okay. Now again coming up to the question. Tools, loose tools are revalued at 6,650. So mark on loose tools 7,000 है. Means है क्या? Depreciation ही charge कर रहे हैं. 7,000 है. In outer column we need 6,650. So the balancing figure 7,000 minus 6,650 is your depreciation. Plant and machinery to be depreciated at the rate 15% per annum. So depreciation अब डेप्रिसिएशन का दो इफेक्ट्स क्या जाएगा, एक तो डेप्रिसिएशन एसेट की वैल्यू में से लेस होगा बैलेंस शीट में, एंड वन इज P&L डेबिट एक्सपेंस एज डेप्रिसिएशन. सो लेट्स डू वन थिंग, इनका एडजस्टमेंट का भी इफेक्ट हम दे देते हैं. सो लूज टूल्स इज योर एसेट, 7,000 बैलेंस शीट में डालो इनर कॉलम में, एंड प्लांट एंड मशीनरी 15,000 इनर कॉलम में डालो अपनी बैलेंस शीट में. सो लेट्स गो टू द बैलेंस शीट. ओके, लूज टूल्स, how much is the loose tools? 7,000 in inner column, and plant and machinery 15,000. So plant and machinery 15,000 less depreciation, see it is given that you have to depreciate loose tools and plant and machinery. how much? loose tools में देखो कि बाहर हमको कितना चाहिए. it has been given in the question that loose tools has to be maintained 6650. so बाहर 6650 चाहिए, means depreciation कितना हुआ, 7,000 minus 6650, depreciation comes up to 350, and plant and machinery depreciate at the rate 15% is given. So 15% of 15,000 comes up to 2,250. So take the balance in outer column, 12,750. And two depreciation items will be taken in your profit and loss account debit side. So by depreciation, two depreciation as it is debit side, two depreciation, loose tools 350, and then plant and machinery 2,250. The total comes up to 2,600. So your entry for this is also done. First point and second point is done. Loose tools भी हो गया, plant and machinery भी हो गया है. Okay. Insurance is paid for the year ended 30th September 2016. मार्च में एंड हो रहा है और 30th September 2016 तक इंश्योरेंस ऑलरेडी पे कर चुके हैं, यानी कि अप्रैल, मई, जून, जुलाई, अगस्त, सितंबर 6 मंथ्स का प्रीपेड हो गया इंश्योरेंस. करेक्ट. सो हाउ विल यू कैलकुलेट दैट? See the insurance amount 10,000 and then see the working. See, to insurance is your expense. So to insurance in profit and loss account debit side, to insurance how much is given? Insurance given is 2,400. So 2,400. But now it states that it is prepaid for 6 months. Means 2,400 is for 6 months. So add outstanding less prepaid. Less prepaid insurance. How much? 2,400. 18 मंथ्स के लिए दिया हुआ है, 12 मंथ्स करंट ईयर और नेक्स्ट ईयर का भी 6 मंथ्स. सो 18 मंथ्स के लिए दिया गया है, बट हम एक ही अकाउंटिंग ईयर का एक्सपेंस यहाँ डालेंगे. सो 6 मंथ्स का इज प्रीपेड. 2,400 डिवाइडेड बाय 18 into 6 comes up to 800. So insurance less prepaid 2,400 minus 800, that comes up to 1,600. And what is prepaid insurance? Prepaid insurance is my asset, correct? So that कहाँ जाएगा वो prepaid insurance that you will be taking to your asset side. 800 is your prepaid insurance. Take it to the asset side. So now prepaid insurance to be taken to your balance sheet. Asset side. Prepaid insurance. $800. Okay, so moving on to the next adjustment now. Create reserve for doubtful debts at the rate 5% on sundry debtors. Okay, so mark on sundry debtors in your debit side. Sundry debtors. Okay, एंड कोई बैड डेट्स होगा वो भी इफेक्ट होगा. ओल्ड रिजर्व जो होगा, रिजर्व फॉर डाउटफुल डेट्स, दैट विल ऑल्सो बी इफेक्टेड. सो नाउ कीप दिस एडजस्टमेंट पेंडिंग एंड आई स्टार्ट पुटिंग द थिंग्स इन योर ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट, प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट एंड बैलेंस शीट. So furniture and fixtures, first item 54,000. So as it is in your balance sheet, furniture and fixtures asset side 54,500. The second item is bills receivable 3,000. Bills receivable 3,000 as it is in your balance sheet asset side. Bills receivable how much? 3,000. Third item sundry debtors 15,000. So for sundry debtors we have a adjustment. Sundry debtors 15,000. For this, what has been instructed is create reserve for doubtful debts at the rate 15% on sundry debtors. So let's start. 15,000 ka 5% is your reserve for doubtful debts directly. So less reserve for doubtful debts. You can also call it in short form RDD. So less RDD, reserve for doubtful debts, and that comes up to 5% of 15,000 at the rate 5% of 15,000, that is 850. So 15,000 minus 850 comes up to 14,150. And what is the second effect? जो भी adjustment होता है उसका second effect होता ही है. So let's go to the trading and P&L account. कोई bad debts दिया हुआ है, find bad debts. No, original bad debts is not given. So 2 bad debts है ही नहीं क्वेश्चन में, so dash. एंड जो नया प्रोविजन हमने बनाया है, so add reserve for doubtful debts, that is 5% जो हमने एडजस्टमेंट में बनाया है उसको ऐड करेंगे. सो ऐड न्यू RDD as per adjustment and that comes up to 850 as we have just seen. And see, we have reserve for doubtful debts 400 here. तो आपको ओल्ड रिजर्व सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है. न्यू रिजर्व आप खड़ा कर चुके हैं. देन व्हाट इज द यूज ऑफ दैट ओल्ड रिजर्व? सो लेस ओल्ड RDD सो यू कैन टेक इट एज अ वर्किंग. कोई बैड डेट्स है तो उसको लो. एडिशनल बैड डेट्स, एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन है तो डेटर्स में से लेस करो और यहाँ बैड डेट्स में उसको ऐड करो. देन adjustment का reserve for doubtful debts add here, and in question in trial balance whatever old reserve is given subtract that from here. So less old RDD, how much it is given? 400. So this is also done now. Less 400. So 850 minus 400 comes up to 450. So this is done. Debtors adjustment finishes. Now purchases, 92,700 is your purchase. So trading account में 2 purchase, 92,700 in your inner column, because you also have a corresponding purchase return here, but we'll go line by line. Salaries and wages 12,100. Salaries पहले लिखा है, मतलब P&L के अंदर जाएगा. So salaries and wages 12,100 to your profit and loss account debit side, to salaries and wages. Okay, the amount is 12,100. So salary and wages adjustment is not there. Any outstanding salary or prepaid salary है नहीं. So directly in the outer column 12,100. Now next, drawings. ड्रॉइंग्स का क्या करते हैं, हमेशा कैपिटल में से लेस होते हैं ड्रॉइंग्स. सो बैलेंस शीट में जाइए, कैपिटल में से लेस करिए 6,000 ड्रॉइंग्स. नाउ अभी तक कैपिटल का फिगर आया नहीं है, सो जस्ट राइट इन द बैलेंस शीट कैपिटल. फर्स्ट थिंग इन योर लायबिलिटी साइड इज कैपिटल, लेस drawings, and your drawings is mentioned as 6,000. So this adjustment is also done. Now again to your question. After drawings, opening stock 11,500. So to opening stock in your trading account, that comes to 11,500. Postage and telegram, that is your indirect expense, 5,800 in P&L. So to postage and telegram, okay, to postage and telegram is 5,800. So this is also done. Next is carriage inward 900. So carriage inward का क्या मतलब है, goods factory premises के अंदर लाने के लिए. So that are your direct expenses related to your trading account. Carriage inward 900 को trading account में डालो. To carriage inward 900. ओके, लूज टूल्स हम कर चुके हैं. प्लांट एंड मशीनरी वी हैव ऑलरेडी डन. इन्वेस्टमेंट्स फिनिश्ड. इन्वेस्टमेंट्स 10,000. ओके, सो इन्वेस्टमेंट 10,000 वी हैव मार्क्ड, and insurance 2,500 is done. Plant and machinery depreciation, let's check in your balance sheet. See, plant and machinery depreciation is already done. Investments अभी तक नहीं हुआ है. So investment क्या है, 10,000 is your investments. So investment 10,000 in outer column in balance sheet. Investment 10,000 as no adjustment given for investments. Okay, next is insurance 2,400. इंश्योरेंस का आपके पास एडजस्टमेंट था, दैट वी हैव ऑलरेडी फिनिश्ड. एंड नेक्स्ट आइटम, ऑफिस रेंट फॉर 10 months 6,000. ओके, सो ऑफिस रेंट फॉर 10 months 6,000. नाउ दिस इज एन एडजस्टमेंट कि 10 months का ऑफिस रेंट है, जबकि 12 months का ऑफिस रेंट P&L डेबिट में होना चाहिए, करेक्ट? सो टू ऑफिस रेंट ओनली फॉर 10 months, 10 months के लिए 6,000 है, तो 6,000 is for 10 months, so divided by 10, but we want it for the whole year, so whole year is 12 months. 6,000 divided by 10 into 2 will give you amount for 2 months, which is outstanding rent. So 6,000 inner column, add outstanding rent, that comes up to 1,200, and in the outer column 7,200. Okay, and outstanding rent is my liability, so obviously outstanding rent will go in my balance sheet liability side, 1,200 as outstanding rent. Outstanding rent 1,200, that is 7,200 minus paid. I have paid only for 10 months, so 6,000. This is also done. Now after office rent we have cash in hand 4,000 and cash at bank 4,100. So these are my current assets in balance sheet. Cash in hand, how much? 4,000, and cash at bank is 4,100. That finishes with my debit side. Now coming up to the credit side, capital. So capital definitely first item होता है आपके liability side का. Capital given 90,000, so capital 90,000. Okay, sales 1,40,000 is your sales. So sales कहाँ जाएगा? Obviously trading account के credit side में जाएगा. By sales 1,40,000. So let's move to the trading account. By sales 1,40,000. Sundry creditors 17,000. Balance sheet creditors is my liability, so we'll go to the liability side of balance sheet. Sundry creditors 17,000. Move on to the balance sheet. Creditors 17,000. Okay, reserve for doubtful debts adjustment has already been done. Now dividend received is my income. 2,400 dividend received is my income. So it is not my direct income. I am not doing any share ka business. So it will come up to profit and loss account credit side. Dividend received 2,400. By dividend received 2,400. ओके, परचेज रिटर्न. परचेज रिटर्न का क्या करना है? परचेज में से लेस करना है, क्योंकि कुछ सामान खरीदा वो रिटर्न कर दिया. सो लेस परचेज रिटर्न, हाउ मच? 200. सो 92,700 minus purchase return 200 comes up to 92,500. Okay, so this is all for our trading account. Now let's find the gross profit or loss. 1,40,000 plus 25,000 comes up to 1,65,000. And 1,65,000 minus 3 items, 11,500, 92,500 and 900 will give you your gross profit that comes up to 60,100 is your gross profit. So, to gross profit carried down, and here by gross profit brought down is 60,100. Now you have dividend received 2,400 here. So 60,100 plus 2,400 comes up to 62,500. 62,500 and 62,500 minus all these items starting from 1,600 and ending up 7,200 will give you net profit of 32,750. 32,750 is your net profit. So to net profit, क्या करेंगे इस net profit का? We will transfer it to the capital account. Net profit transferred to capital account. Transferred to capital account. Now since it is net profit, आप add करोगे अपने capital में. Had it been your net loss, तो आप less करते capital में से, right? So 32,750. Add it up. 32,750. Add net profit 90,000 minus 6,000 plus 32,750, that comes up to 1,16,750 plus add creditors and outstanding rent, 2 more items. So the total of your liability side comes up to 1,34,950. Now let's take the total of your asset side as well. $54,500 plus 3,000 plus 14,150 plus 6,650 plus 1,2,750 plus 800 plus 10,000 plus 4,000 and plus 4,100 and one item closing stock 25,000. Yes, it's here. So total comes up to 1,34,950. So this is how we make a trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. Mark the adjustment first in question and then साइमल्टेनियसली जिसका भी एडजस्टमेंट है उसको इनर कॉलम में रखो एंड देन द आइटम्स विच आर विदाउट एडजस्टमेंट्स उनको डायरेक्टली आउटर कॉलम में लेते जाओ. ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट के आइटम्स इन ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट, P&L के इन P&L एंड बैलेंस शीट आइटम्स इन बैलेंस शीट. दोज विच हैव एडजस्टमेंट विल हैव श्योर 2 इफेक्ट्स. उनका 2 इफेक्ट्स दो. मे बी एक बैलेंस शीट है, एक ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट है और बैलेंस शीट है, प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट है और प्लस माइनस समवेयर दैट यू हैव टू एक्चुअली सी.